Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Chris here in Hawaii with the London closed session for the 22nd of May. It's Friday. Happy Friday, and we have a lot to cover today. I'm going with the traditional coffee, but we'll cover the markets. We'll see what trades we have going on, cover the trades from yesterday, and then I wanted to kind of share a little story with you. I just got a new funded account, and there's definitely some extra stress with that one. So how do you manage that? That's something I'll talk about today. So anyway, you can see right now market wise, the Aussie is getting sold off big time. Well, I wouldn't say big time. There's no 1% losses there, but it's getting sold off. Kiwi to a lesser extent. Same thing with the CAD. Definitely risk off right now with the yen and the US dollar being bid. Going into the weekend, and we have Memorial Day on Monday for the U.S. Traders. So with that long weekend, I think the liquidity will be thin on Monday, and also with the developments, which we'll cover here with China and with Hong Kong in particular. I don't know if people are going to be willing to take a risk on into the weekend. So in terms of session-wise, what we have going on, the CAD, like I said, is weak. The crude's weak. Markets are soft right now. So you're going to see commodity currencies off the pace here. So Dow's down 136. The VIX is up slightly. Believe it or not, aside from the FTSE, all the other markets are actually a little bit higher. So that was interesting. Asia was down across the board. Oil's down, like I said, $1.21 today. Gold is up 14.10. Euro is pretty much just following the market tone. The pound did cross lower despite the Bank of England resistance to negative rates. So that was a very important comment right there, because I think the pound could be in for a nice little rebound here. The yen is getting bid, although the yen, I wouldn't trade against the yen right now because of safe haven and the China developments, but their CPI was lower. So in normal market conditions, the yen would actually be lower, but right now it's higher. And I mentioned the Aussie, just with the relationship with China deteriorating, and also the Hong Kong issue where China basically is going to implement new security measures to control Hong Kong. That led to a huge sell-off in the Hong Kong market, and I think it was like a 5% sell-off. So the Aussie's kind of getting dragged down with that whole move, and right now the world's kind of waiting to see what the U.S. does in retaliation. I think the markets are kind of betting right now that the U.S. does nothing, but you never know with Trump. So that's what we have going on now. In terms of trades yesterday, I took, one trade I did take, as we discussed, and there was another one which was a loser. So I'll show you both because, full transparency here. But the winner was, I think, a 3-1 or almost a 3-1 win over the one loss here. So I got in here, and I was it was a 5-1 reward here, but it was later. Let me get over here. So I got in, let's see here. I got in at 40 because I thought this thing was going to spike up here. I got in right after this bar. So this was my stop. And I got in, I think it was at 49, so right here. So I thought it was going to break this and continue moving up. This was a good lesson for me because, the price wasn't necessarily the best. So it dropped into the end of day, and you can see it closed down here. So I got out of it here at 16. And then it spiked back up. So if I would have waited and maybe got down into this area here, we might have had a profitable trade, but the direction ended up being right. So that was, the analysis was good, and I kind of try to look for wins in this, and also areas of opportunity. Where can I improve, right? And I think right now the thing I'm looking to improve upon personally is just making sure that positioning is right and getting the best fill possible. You don't want to be too conservative, but you don't want to get too risky. You know, being very matter of fact, right down the middle is the way to do it. Now the other one I got into was the Aussie yen short. So I got in at this area right here, expecting a drop here, consolidated. This was my stop level. So if it got past here and closed, I would have closed it out. You see this huge volume buildup. So this was actually a pretty good trade. And it went all the way down. It ended up hitting the target. So actually, I got out at the bar right before the target because that was 9 o'clock my time PM. So that's my rule is I close out all trades at 9 because I want to sleep well at night. I don't want anything open overnight. Too much can happen. And I don't want to be looking at my phone and looking at trades all day. So trust me, you got to protect your mental capital. So this ended up being a really nice trade, and you can see the risk to the reward was 3.59 to 1. That was true. So we took a very nice gain on that one. So what do we have going on today? That's a good question here. So I think the pound is in for a nice little rebound here. So I want to check euro pound. There is a level at perfect, actually. The only thing is I don't know if this will actually move enough for us to really make some money on it, but I really like this move, actually. You can see it's spiking up. There's some big volume buildup here at 54. There is a level at 45. So I'm going to mark that. So here's the level that I'd be looking at. You can see some previous volume. So if it gets up to 45, we're looking at maybe a 10 pip stop. And profit target would probably be down here in these lows. So you're looking at 10 pips. So maybe hit 30 pips. I don't know if this currency will move that much though. I think people are settling down for the weekend. What I'm probably looking for is a little bit more of like a risk on, risk off type of pair. So I think that'll move here, especially if Trump opens his mouth here at the end of the day. But this could be a good one. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I want to see what it does when it hits this line. But I mean, obviously it passed it, so the support level became resistance. And you can see the volume build right here. I think the pound is in for a little bit of a rebound here, particularly against the euro. See what else we have going on here. Pound US, but not going to mess against the US right now. Like I said, I'm looking for some pound moves here. Let's see what else we have. US is getting hit against the yen. A lot of euro, pound. Pound Aussie, actually, that might be a good one. But it's kind of moving up, and I hate to get in at the top. I really like to get in more on a rebound here. Let's see. So there's a level at 166.68. You know, first though, let's set a limit order here at the 89.45 for these. I think this is a good possible move for the euro pound. I don't want to miss it while we're looking for other trades. Because right now it's a 15 pip stop for a 25 profit, so not really worth it. But at 45, it becomes worth it. So let me figure out the math. Pips, euro pound, 2.35. Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm entering my trades in now. So I have two different accounts. I have the managed account, my funded account. That one I trade at a risk of 0.9% because my stop's not a hard stop. So I expect a little slippage with it. And my personal account, which is what I use for my daily money, that I trade at a riskier 1.8% per trade, once again to account for slippage. So let's see, 3.35. Five. 5, 19. Okay. Got that in. I have one. Let me get my other account in here on this. Thanks for being patient, guys. Just want to make sure we get the right get it in here before we lose it. Or okay. Okay, we are set on the euro pound. If it hits, we'll keep an eye on it, but at least that way we don't have to monitor this sucker. So if it hits, we'll put the entry in and we'll show the target. But there's a nice little volume build up here, and I just don't see it closing above this. You can see it attempted to for 2.5 hours today, and it didn't do it. So Euro Aussie is at 166.99. There's a level at 166.68, but that's not gonna get it done for us here. There's a level US Swiss franc. I don't know about that one. So I think that's pretty much it for today, guys. I don't see anything really strong otherwise. Let's take a look at the you know what? Euro Swiss franc might be good. Or sorry, Euro pound. Euro pound might be good. But let's take a look at the US Swiss franc. That might be another good one. It's approaching a level. And what would be interesting is the Swiss franc versus the US. Right now, the bias is definitely long. It's at 97.20 right now. Let's take a look. Yeah. See, this level right here got rejected. That's a really good level. Let me take a look and see what the volume looks like here. So anyway, as we're checking this, one thing I wanted to talk to you about is I just got a funded account, and I'm not proud to say, admit that I was watching it all day yesterday, and it's definitely not good for your mental psyche. So I was looking at my phone, and the thing is, you can make a lot of mistakes if you look at it. And there's a quote from a movie that I remember. I'm going to tell you the movie, but the quote I want to share with you is just do what you do. Do what you do. So if you have a system, you have a strategy, just let it be and let it play out. If you have an edge, which if you've tested it over 20 trades and it's profitable, there's most likely an edge. So just do what you do. All right. And, that's kind of what I've been telling myself. And, say towards the end of the day, I kind of just let it be. It's definitely different when you're trading thousands and thousands per trade. So, obviously that weighs on you a little bit more, just the idea of trading that much. But really, it doesn't really matter if you're trading $5 or $5,000 in a trade. It's the same principles here, right? Unless you're trading millions and millions of dollars here, where liquidity becomes a problem, which for most of us retail traders, that's not going to be the case. It's the trade execution is going to be the same. So just do what you do. Make sure you have a good broker. Have your system in order, and that's what I plan on following today. So just thought I would share that with you because I'll tell you what, man, my eyes never hurt so bad as they did yesterday just from watching my phone all day. And the funny part was. If I would have just let things be, the result would have been the same. So me looking at it's not going to do anything, right? So that's kind of my thought for today. We will keep an eye on Euro Pound, and if there's anything else, we'll share it. Like I said, I don't know. There's a huge volume buildup right here, so I don't know if the U.S. is going to go past this one. I think on a risk-off environment, Swiss franc might be a little bit more attractive going into the weekend. We'd be looking at, let's see, 14 pips. See, the problem is this thing's not going to move. U.S. Swiss franc doesn't really move at the end of the day either, unless there's some repositioning. So I think we're going to be content watching this Euro Pound for now and see if it hits. And if it does, like I said, I'll put the trade order in here so you guys can see where we got filled. You can see kind of got close, did not hit the 45 level, so we're waiting for that number. That's the level we want. If it doesn't hit it, it doesn't hit it. But in order to get us a true 2-to-1 reward to risk, we're a little bit over 2-to-1. It has to hit that level. All right, so that's all I had for you guys today, and hope you have a great weekend. Monday is going to be pretty light, so we'll see how it plays out. London's open, but U.S. is not, so liquidity should be a little off unless there's something crazy over the weekend. And like I said, keep an eye on the charts, and if we have something, I'll post it. All right. Catch you guys later. And if there's any other trades, I'll hop back on here and share with you. I'm going to keep an eye on it for other trades. Thanks. trade here. So we did get filled right here on the spike up. So we got in at 45. Stop is going to be 55, 10 pips. So it closed above this volume here. I'm not interested anymore. And our target will be 89.12. That's a nice other level here. So we're looking at a 3.3 to 1 reward to risk. This is a good Friday trade. Once again, just remember I close out Fridays. I don't want to hold this into the weekend here. So if whatever it may be, if it even gets to a 2 to 1 towards the end of the session, I'll close it out. I won't hold it to the end. So obviously, I'd love for it to hit the full profit target, but it'd have to do it quickly for it to do that. If it gets below this line here and establishes a base, I'm just going to get out of it. So keep that in mind. All right. And I'm also looking at a pound US here. There was a headline on the Hong Kong dollar shrugging off the China takeover. So to me, that kind of tells you there might be a little bit of a switch here. So you see here on the pound, there's a huge volume base. There's a level at 81. It's respected it. I mean, it's consolidated here for what, 5-6 hours. And going into the weekend, there might be some flows here against the dollar. So keep that in mind. But we'll keep an eye on this. I would like it to get down to this level of volume here at the 76. If it can get down there, I think I'd be interested. But I already have some exposure to the pound here, and I don't want to have double on a Friday where it's a short day. So we will keep an eye on it and let you know. All right. Thanks. pound. It did make it to this level here. So we got filled at, I believe it was 77, 121.77. So we had a long here at 77. And target is 22. And our stop is right here at the lows. So if it cracks these lows, we'll get out. So it gives us a 2.95 to 1 reward to risk. So this could be a good one as well. So once again, I have my thought here on the euro, the pound. So I like the fact that this consolidated for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 hours. So I find it very difficult to believe that it's going to go down at the end of the day on a Friday after consolidating for 8 hours, but you never know. We'll see, but seems like this is a strong level, so the probability is high that it'll go in our direction. All right. Keep you tuned in, and thanks again.